So, Dragon Ball is coming out with a new series, Dragon Ball Daima, and I don't know, I haven't really been a big part of the Dragon Ball community for a while now. I'm a big fan of Dragon Ball. Um, I saw this like a month ago, I think it got announced, and now we kind of have a trailer. It doesn't really reveal anything, but I'm just gonna react to it and then give my opinions on it afterwards. Here we go. So far, I really like the animation. I mean, we'll see that throughout the entire trailer. The animation in this is pretty cool. I think it's very like slick, especially with this scene right here. Like one of my biggest problems with Dragon Ball Super was how choppy the animation was at times. But this looks really good, really slick. And it's kind of going back to more of like OG Dragon Ball. I mean, you see right there, he has a power pole. That's how you know we're really. That's how you know we're really going back. All we're missing is Nimbus, and then we got the full like OG Dragon Ball experience. And it's coming out this year in the fall, which I'm excited for. Um, but it's been kind of like a okay. I find this comment pretty funny. Lamau, this is so childish, dude. It's Dragon Ball. It is Dragon Ball. Do you honestly think that like Dragon Ball has never really been this like adult work of fiction? Um, but with that being said, I'm just gonna kind of give my thoughts on it a little bit. Cause I remember when this first got announced, a lot of people were hating on it because it just seemed like chibi Dragon Ball. It was like taking the worst lessons from GT. But honestly, I'm kind of happy with the direction they're going. Um, Even when they first announced it, it kind of looked like they were going back to being like, oh, we're going back to like OG Dragon Ball. Like that's what we're going back to. And I think they're doing pretty well. I'm excited to see what they do with this. But yeah. Again, I think the animation looks crisp. Yeah, a lot of people have been hating on this. Um, but a good amount of people. That guy, that comment that I like talked about a little bit ago. The Dragon Ball fandom's kind of weird with how they treat certain things about Dragon Ball. Like Dragon Ball isn't like this grandstanding, like I don't know, like almost like magnum opus esque, if that's the right term for it, of being like this is like a great form of literature. Don't get me wrong, still I am a huge Dragon Ball fan. Always have been, always will be. But at the same time, I see why people don't like the fandom that much when they treat this thing that is very much a like very light-hearted, intended more for like younger audience sort of thing. Like Dragon Ball has always been childish. What do you mean? Like yeah, it can be mature at times, but it hasn't gone like incredibly dark and serious. Like no, it's always been pretty lighthearted. But again, I'm honestly really excited for where Dragon Ball has been going as a franchise lately. Ever since the Broly movie, I feel like they've been making a lot of good decisions when it comes to how they're using their media. Like the manga, a lot of people like the manga. I know a lot of people are disappointed they're not going with the manga, but here's the thing, I'm kind of glad with that. I'm kind of okay with that because yeah, just let that be its own thing. I don't need to like if you want to see what's I haven't read the manga, but I know a lot of people like it. It's like that Goat Man, whatever his name is. I've been out of touch with the manga for a little while, but like I really liked Broly. I really liked Superhero. I thought it was really fun. It was great to see like a project that wasn't just centered around Vegeta or Goku. Um, and it seems like Dragon Ball has been listening to its audience a lot more. It's been taking its time with its products. Like Broly looked amazing. It seems like they're using a similar art style for this. Dragon Ball Super Superhero looked really good despite not being like it was more like a kind of 3D animation in a sense. I mean, obviously like um stuff like that. I like how they're doing new stuff. Sparkling Zero, despite looking like a Xenoverse clone, still is exciting for me because I think just the way it looks is really good, and also, going back to kind of, uh, the Budokai days, bringing Budokai back in a way, like that would be fun. I just wonder what exactly they plan on doing it. Again, I just hope it's not another Xenoverse clone. But yeah, that's all I really got to talk about. Not really much. I don't think. As far as I seen, there hasn't been much information about this outside of like the trailer and the initial announcement. But yeah, I'm curious to see where they go with this. Again, I'm glad they're going back to like an OG Dragon Ball, sort of style. Like they're just like because that was my biggest problem with Super is not only was like the animation at times just really not good. Um, they also continued to ramp stuff up when I feel like they didn't need to, and I mean Z did that too, but they did it like in the way that Z did it. It was very like it wasn't as big as a leap as Super was at times, and I'm kind of glad they're taking a step back and being like, no, let's actually like focus on the story instead of just upping the stakes. Because I feel like with Super, there were a lot of times with the arcs where it's just like we're ramping up the stakes so much that the story is being affected and it's getting really hurt just because you want to make this as big in, just because they want to make this as big and as bad as possible. But yeah, that's all I really gotta say for right now. Thank you for watching. I can't wait for this to come out fall 2024. I hope it does really well. But at the same time, it's going to be a while till I feel like we hear or see anything new.